Well, the Russian economy, not long ago a global powerhouse, may be forced into default. Sanctions against the country have choked off its access to US dollars, and now it's facing foreign debt repayments that credit agencies say it may not make. It is the first repayment on an offshore bond, almost $120 million. It's due today. It is the first of 4 payments due this month alone. Analysts say a default is not likely to have a major impact on Asia, but the wider impact remains a concern.
I think systemic-wise, it probably won't have that big of an impact here in Asia or even to the rest of the world. But I think it's the unintended consequence of it, which I think we should be worried about, which is it further pushes the Russian economy into a corner. Sentiment-wise, I think it will depend on how this war pans out, how long it will continue. The longer it continues, it erodes investor confidence, definitely.
As Julia Chapman in Moscow explains, Russia has a workaround to the problem, but it's one that investors are unlikely to bear.
Russia's finance ministry said earlier this week that it ordered the interest payments to be made on 2 dollar-denominated bonds. Sanctions issued by the US may block the foreign currency transactions. These are relatively small payments, but they are only the first of many, with Russia owing a further $615 million this month. For many years, Russia's low debt levels and significant energy exports have made it a reliable borrower. But when sanctions were announced against the central bank, around half of Russia's foreign currency reserves became inaccessible. As a workaround, Russia could make payments on its debt in its own currency, the Russian ruble. Finance Minister Anton Siluanov says that would be absolutely fair under the circumstances, but most Western investors would consider that a default. Mr. Siluanov says that the West is artificially pushing Russia towards that outcome. There are fears that Russia's inability to pay its international debts could eventually trigger a financial crisis. But even if sanctions prevent Russia from making Wednesday's bond payment, there is a 30-day grace period to find a potential solution. Julia Chapman, CNA, Moscow.